Alright, hello everybody, this is Racer10 from BGN, and today you're looking at the title, well, not the title screen, the character select screen of Guild Wars 2. Not the newest, not the most popular game, but I've decided that I want to do a Let's Play, and hopefully this will go better than Firefall. I'm going to be starting a brand new character, so let's hit create here. I'm going to be actually playing with a friend on this one that is not part of BGN. He will not be uploading episodes. This is going to be just a intro episode, just showing my character creation and getting the basic first cutscenes and first quest out of the way. We have decided we're going to be doing Sylvari, and that's all we've decided for sure. Everything else is kind of up in the air, so we have no clue. So, for those of you that don't know, Guild Wars 2 is a it's an MMORPG, sorry, that you buy and then no subscription. It's free to play after you buy it, kind of. If that makes sense. Anyways, it is kind of similar to Guild Wars 1, which I'm sure a lot of people have played. Anyways, getting off topic. So there are 8 classes here. You have the Elementalist, which most people should know. The Ranger, which is kind of like an archer. We have the Warrior, very standard. Necromancer, kind of a dark version of the Elementalist, if you will. We have the Guardian, very similar to the Warrior, but can also heal. We have the Thief, which is kind of like the Rogue, Assassin, Ninja class. Engineer. This one is pretty unique to Guild Wars. Well, actually, I can't say that. Not a very standard class, is what I'm trying to say. So the Engineer uses mostly rifles, but can also deploy turrets and has variable potions in this game known as elixirs. You can actually see it at the bottom here. Engineers are technological and alchemical masterminds. I'm not going to read that. If you want to read that, you can pause it. And then we have the Mesmer. Mesmer is the 3rd spellcaster of the game. Well, I guess 4th if you include the Guardian. And they do... they're illusionists. That's basically what the Elementalist is. Or Mesmer, sorry. They can... lots of stuns, misdirection. They can do clones eventually. It's kind of hard to explain the classes without really showing them in depth, like actually playing them. But on that note, I'm going to be playing a class that I've never used before, so I'm thinking Warrior? And a Warrior Engineer. Because I've played everything else. Actually, I've had an Engineer before, so Warrior is the only one that I've not used before. So I guess that decides it. I'm going to be a Sylvari, which is this race. Oh yeah, I guess I should go over the races. So there are the Char, which are kind of lion men, if you will. The Human, very standard race. Norn, which are kind of like half giants. The Asura. Yeah, the Asura. Really hard to explain them. Kind of like a cross between a goblin and a gnome and an imp and with rabbit ears. They're short. Every MMO basically has that one short race. That's the Asura in Guild Wars. And then the Sylvari, which is the newest race, or lore-wise the newest race in the game. They are plant people. You can see them right here. Their hair is made of leaves, and it looks like they are giant leaf themselves. So I'm going to be going, let's say, average height, physique, I'm a warrior, so I want to have kind of a body to it, but I don't want to be huge, you know? Actually, that doesn't look too bad. Skin pattern. So yes, this is what the characters look like without armor on, anyways. Skin pattern is just the color of the skin. I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm just going to stick with that. And light, dark. Anyways. Head options. Let's see, this is the hair. Interesting. So something that looks like it's a warrior. That's weird. Okay. Give me a mushroom head. It's just weird. Ah, the Savari look really weird when they're bald. I'm gonna go with that. Okay, faces. That I could see a necromancer having that face. Mesmer, maybe, or a ranger. That's interesting. Not a whole lot of choices here. I'll go with that. Ears. Sorry for me clearing my throat. It's... Well, if you've watched my first Firefall video, you know why I do what I do. I'll go with very basic ears. Change the length of them. Look more human-like. That's possible for a plant person. Or more elf-like. I'm gonna go... kind of elf-like. Yeah. Just a little stretch. That. Oh yeah, I forgot you can curl them. As a warrior, he's always wearing a helmet, his ears are curled down. I am not going to go into the huge details. I'm going to pick eye color. As you can see, there's all these different colors you can choose for your eyes. I'm going to go with pine. Yeah, let's do pine. Nose, mouth, head. You can see all the different customization options there are. It's crazy. Now, I always go color 1 is autumn, color 2 is ebony, and then matte. Or is it matte ebony? I think it's ebony matte. Yeah. Autumn, ebony, matte. Autumn, ebony, matte. And this is just how people that see me can recognize me. Just look for this color scheme. I will always do this. Autumn, ebony, matte. If it's just 2 colors, autumn, ebony. So yeah, that's my personal color scheme. I'm sure there's somebody else with it. Now we get into the character background. So, I wear a spanking helm on the battlefield. Because of this, I'm recognized and given proper respect. So there's the spanking helm, which you can see at the bottom. There's the lore behind each of the helmets. Intimidates my enemies and inspires respect among my allies. Nearly invulnerable when I wear it. You have the Galea, open-faced. And you have no helmet at all, where you get shoulder pads. Pauldrons, whatever you want to call them. Enemies will cringe and falter when they see the fearless information on face. So, in this game, helmets and shoulder pads you don't get until later game. Shoulder pads are slightly rarer than helmets. Because of this, I'm going to go with the shoulder pads just because I know how the game does that sort of stuff. Alright. Now you choose what your signifying trait is. So you have charm, dignity, and ferocity. I'm a warrior, but I'm also Savari. But I'm a warrior. So do I want to be a dignified warrior or a ferocious warrior? Oh, Savari. New race, they want to please everybody. They kind of want to fit in and learn. Savari all about learning. Because of this, I'm going to go dignity. Because it just makes sense given that I'm a Savari. Now we're getting into the race background. So we have, I dreamed of a quest that calls me to action. It was a vision of the what? So we have the white stag. We have the green knight. And we have the shield of the moon. I think with the warrior, the green knight makes sense. And I believe that the most important of Ventari's teachings is what? Now, Ventari, from what I know, is an ancient druid, I believe. It's one of the only ones in the Guild Wars universe. I think. I'm probably very wrong on this. I haven't read any of the lore. I'm just going based off what I learned from the game. Or from in-game, and from what I know from Guild Wars 1 and whatnot. Anyways, so do we act with wisdom but act? Do we say that all things have a right to grow? Or do we say where life goes, so too should you? So, act with wisdom but act. I distinguish myself through my actions and thereby lift Tyria, which is the nation, or the land of Guild Wars, to a higher state of nobility. All things have a right to grow. No one should be condemned simply for being different. I will stand up for the rights of all. Where life goes, so too should you. I will seek out the lessons in every experience, and as I grow, I'll have more to offer in return. So, do you want to help everybody? Do you want to be compassionate? Or do we want to be adventurous? Helpful, compassionate, adventurous. Let's see, we're a dignified Savari warrior who looks forward to a fight with the Green Knight. Let's say that would probably be good. So as far as the Green Knight, this would fit. Let's just go with this, act with wisdom, because we're dignity. The pale tree awakened me during the when. So the Savari come from the pale tree, and it's a race of you're not born, they're awakened from underneath the pale tree. So when did we wake up? The cycle of dawn, noon, dusk, or night? So did we wake up in the morning? Natural talkers, diplomats, and forward thinkers. During the day, solve problems by attacking them head on. That's not very dignified. And dusk, naturally curious and thoughtful. Or at night, secretive and cautious with information. I'll say that fits this character. Now we get to the name. This is where I always have issues. Alright, so you see there, you have the character's backstory, and it actually changes based on what you choose before. So, though trouble may follow me, I overcome it with dignity. The pale tree awakened me during the cycle of dawn, and the most important of Ventari's teachings is act with wisdom, but act. While in my dream, I dreamed of the Green Knight, and I'm called to find him. I'm a warrior, and I wear no helm on the battlefield. Because of this, my enemies falter when they see the fearless determination in my eyes. This is my story. So yes, every character has their own story. It is a character background that basically shapes your adventure and how you play and what you get, and it changes based on the options you choose throughout the game, because you will have multiple different options. So the character name: Sylvari, warrior. I'm going to think about this, and I will. Well, actually, I wonder. Yeah, I'm gonna think about this, and I will be right back when I think of a name. Okay, I am back, and I have finally decided on a name. So when I hear Sylvari, I think V. So I went with the first name, Velinar. I like to have N's and R's in my name. My character's name, that is. So I just kind of tossed it around, put a couple L's in there, a couple E's, and came out with Velinar. Now the Dawn Strike part. That came from my character was awakened in the dawn. Aha. Going to the background here with the name. And the strike part because, of course, warrior. So we get Velinar Dawn Strike. I would say that's good. On that note, let's go in and watch the first cutscene.
I am Sylvari. 25 years ago, my people first appeared in Tyria. The pale tree flowered, and the firstborn awakened. The dream contains my race's memories. We gain awareness here, and then awaken into the world. The dream fills me with knowledge, and is my connection to others. It is my inspiration, my guiding light. While here, I have discovered my purpose: to face evil and destroy it. Even now, I sense my destiny calling me to awaken. My time is soon. Nature and goodness are under siege. All life hangs in the balance. If Tyria is to survive, it will need us. If we fail, the dream will be consumed by nightmare, and Tyria will wither and die. I dream of battle. The voices of my people whisper of warfare and the storm of combat. I see a knight in armor, fierce with challenge. He offers me the gift of courage. The dream hints at my future. I see friendly faces, good and noble folk. They need me. I must keep them safe. A devouring force threatens all of Tyria. I will stand against that danger. On this, the eve of my awakening, I feel fire in my blood. And yet I sense darkness approaching. Something intrudes upon the dream. It blocks the path to my awakening. Before I can enter the world, I must first face this evil and vanquish it. I am summoned by the dream. This is my story.
And there you have it. So I'm sure you could tell that that cutscene there was actually, and if you didn't, it's okay. But for those of you that paid a little more attention, you might have noticed that that cutscene was shaped by the choices we made in character creation. So yeah. And there's a tutorial. So mail. And yes, because I had a pre-order when this game first came out, I get that free ring. So I can press H to open my character menu, and right-click that and equip it. And there we go. So I get +2 to basically every stat. All the major stats, anyways. So we start with some basic scale chain armor, basic heavy armor, and a one-handed sword. You know what? I think I'm going to leave it there, so you can see the animations in this game are pretty good. I'll turn off the tutorials for the next time. But yeah, so there's a little bit of backstory on the game. You have seen my character creation, so you know all about Mr. Villeneuve. And I will be back next time. Now keep in mind, I'm going to be doing this with a friend. So, tune in next time. I'm not sure when I'm going to release it, but that next release day will determine the schedule. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I do hope you will join me for the actual adventure with my friend in Guild Wars 2 as the brand new Sylvari. Alright, that's all I have for you. Again, I am Racer10, and see you next time.